one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The AutoNation flash sale has been extended. It's your last chance. Drive with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. Save on thousands of new cars and trucks, all your favorite makes and models. 0 down plus 0 payments till June. We'll even buy your car and pay you top dollar on the spot. The AutoNation flash sale has been extended through March 3rd, only at your nearest AutoNation. Appraisal subject to verification. 60-month max term financing on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details.
Spring weather is unpredictable. You never know which way you'll be adjusting your thermostat unless you have the right windows. And that's why with WindowNation.com, you can count on your home being comfortable regardless of the weather. Their windows are customizable and energy efficient. Expert installers take just 1 day, and Window Nation products are backed by a lifetime warranty. There's no better time to upgrade with Window Nation. In March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles. Visit WindowNation.com for your free consultation today.
From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store or you can shop online. Staples, that was easy.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders, it's Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces New Mexico with pregame starting at 7:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents
a ton to get into here today on the show. A double dip last night with the Nuggets and Avs, and the Avs will be right back at it tonight. Start with the Nuggets, who struggled at Utah, Cease.
Yeah, I thought, I was like, there's no way you're going to lose. There's no way. And thank God for Jamal Murray, right?
No doubt. Well,
refused to lose, Jamal Murray.
George had another idea for his Utah Jazz, but that's what I'm going to say. They survived, and they won. And are we at the point where, hey, a win is a win, or do style points matter to kind of get back on track? We're actually going to have the identical conversations with the Nuggets and the Avs today because of what they gave us last night. But for the Denver Nuggets, you said it, Cease, it's a Jamal Murray going off last night. Another 40-plus point performance for the Jamal Star last night. 18 points in that third quarter alone. He was absolutely lights out shooting the basketball, man. I know you watched the game. I know the Tribe's watching the game. He had a moment where there's like it's like a little half-ass double team where his guy's there and then there's like help behind him.
Right.
If Jamal was going to drive, and then there it would be, and then the defense could rotate. And he realized that help defense was never going to come to him. And he just took 2 steps. He's like dribbling at the floor. Takes 2 steps backwards, fades to his right, not away or to the right.
Yeah.
And still makes a 3-pointer, nothing but nylon. It was just, the dude was throwing rocks in the ocean last night.
Yeah.
He's the reason they won the basketball game.
Thank you for Jamal Murray. This Mountain Dew's for you, by the way. I counted 3 of those type of shots where it's like, oh my God, what are you? Oh,
and he's going like left and right. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah,
here?
So he does that dribble drive turnaround, which I love. He does the floater, 15 feet that I love. That corner 3,
dude,
where he's drifting to the right and just throwing it up there, and it goes in. He was feeling it, and he was not going to let his team down. He was not going to let his team lose. And this team tried to lose. But there's several things from last night's game. Again, based on the opponent, you're not going to take a whole lot away. But thank God you got that win, because as that game's going on, I'm like, you don't let them. Don't. Come on. And There's some interesting things I think more teams are going to try against Nikola Jokic that we can get into. But I just wanted to start off with a thank God for Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Because that would have sucked to lose to Utah last night.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. Now, in NBA circles, you'll hear it all the time. Man, Utah's such a tough place to win. And then the road teams, you're always going like, it's Denver, it's Utah. You know what I mean? You're dealing with the elevation in a 2-3 night period. But Denver doesn't have to deal with that. They do it at home regularly. But Utah historically has given them fits. But it was more of the same. It was more of, hey, we can just show up and win because they stink and they don't care about winning basketball games. And we're the big, bad, powerful Denver Nuggets. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain that's kind of insecure and scared. That's what they showed up again. And then all of a sudden, like we've talked about in the past, they got punched in the nose. They go, oh, wow, my eyes are watering. I should put my hands up and throw a couple of punches back.
Right.
And Jamal Murray was the one throwing the punches
Jamal Murray was the one throwing the punches. And my man, Julian Strother, coming through with some different looks there as well. So you love that scoring punch. I love opening things up with Big Val and Joker on the court at the same time.
Yeah, that was nice.
I love seeing that. I want to see more of that. And there's a strategy that Utah employed, and more teams are just going to do it. Just attack Joker.
Double team him, front him with a little guy.
Yeah.
You see the video going around? It's so surprising to me. What is it, Eddie Johnson, the Phoenix Suns broadcaster, an 18-year NBA player, doesn't know what a foul is? How are we in 2026 and it's not so clear? Look, if the guy had a different shirt on and it was Nikola, he hooks his thighs and he like underhooks him like he's a wrestler.
Right.
And that's people
It's like
thinking
piggyback.
Nikola did the wrong thing?
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah, and people calling him a salesman out there. Okay, does he sell some stuff on fouls? Yeah, of course. Is he as bad as he used to be? No, because he used to be pretty bad in terms of his flopping. But
It's the
I
NBA.
think
They're flop teams.
yeah, they're flopping. That's what they do, unfortunately. I think offensively, it's the concerns. Everyone's concerned, obviously. But defensively, teams are just going to go right at him because that was part of Utah's strategy of just go after Joker, make him work, get him frustrated. And you saw that on one of his fouls down low where Joker like kept his feet, guy went for the shot and he like pushed him. So he was getting a little Polly Prissy pants there. So, you look forward to Joker and what he does offensively, but defensively, we know that's a liability, and we know that teams are just going to straight up attack him. Be physical with him, go hard towards the rim. This could be a trend going forward, because if you're watching that game as an opponent of the Denver Nuggets, you're like, oh, he's still going to get 30 on the offensive side.
Right.
But defensively, attack him, frustrate him, get him in foul trouble.
Well, it's like a trend that we've seen a couple years ago of like, hey, can you limit Joker to just doing one or two things well instead of three or four things well?
Yeah.
If he's doing three or four, you're going to lose the game.
You're done.
And when guys aren't making jump shots outside of Nikola, you can have a little guy front him. You can have the bigger player behind him and hopes that Nikola makes that swing pass all the way across on the other side. And then that dude makes that jump shot. And as of late, those two things haven't been coming true for Nikola Jokic's teammates. So you're absolutely right that it's now a trend, and it's not going to go away until he proves that he can break it. Now, good news, Nuggets Nation, he's the T1000 of basketball equations, and he'll figure that thing out pretty quickly.
Yeah, and the good news is also it's March 3rd. Got plenty of time to figure this out before the postseason. So if this trend does continue, and I anticipate it will,
sure,
by the time the playoffs roll around, Joker's probably got something figured out. Yeah. Or hopefully DA gets something figured out there as well.
I'm losing my DA will figure it out kind of vibes lately.
Here we are, less than a year removed from Michael Malone getting fired. I'm like, wouldn't mind this team getting called soft once in a while. Wouldn't mind one of those rage timeouts. Remember those Malone rage timeouts?
Yeah.
Look at us wax poetic about Michael Malone now.
See, look,
damn it. How did this happen?
I still think it was probably time to change for Michael Malone.
It was.
Maybe just spend a little more time with the coach search than just giving it to the guy that was there and had a 500 record in the playoffs.
We're to believe Calvin Booth, which is a stretch anyway,
because
he makes everything look easy. They don't pay attention to executives, or they don't look at that part of the building with as much focus, if you will, as they do on the player part of the building.
I think I'm going to stick by my take until we get to the offseason, and then I'll do some research as to who will become available. I think the biggest thing that this team is missing is just that alpha dog that's kind of a blankety blank. And sometimes we all have those guys in your life. Like, I feel like sometimes it's me. You're like, that guy's that guy's a real jerk to be around sometimes, but I feel like we're better because of it. That's what the Denver Nuggets need. I told you I thought it would be Jamal. I guess he's not that.
Was last night Jamal?
Well, I'm talking about I need him to undress some guys behind closed doors. You need to ask Cam, hey, today's Cam Johnson's birthday. I tweeted it out. Blow all your candles out and wish to be a shooter again. Because you're not, and it's bad.
He's probably going to miss some of those candles.
Only one blows out. You just need somebody that's going to hold another guy accountable, because David Adelman, one, is not that guy, and two, I don't think his words carry any weight down there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he was good cop for way too long.
That's exactly right.
And now if you try to be bad cop, people won't take you seriously. So they need something, because barely getting past Utah, that's a bit of concern.
Yeah, 100%. Should have looked a little bit better than it did last night. All right, we want to start the show off with some Nuggets talk. Got that done. Check there. Also give you guys a little room to hit us up. Always want to hear from you guys, the tribe. That's who we are. You plus us equals the tribe, and we want to get tribe roll call going right now. We'll get it throughout the day. I don't want to just stop after the first couple hours. Let's keep this party going for 4 full hours. Tribe roll call is, who are you? Where are you? And what you doing for a buck out there today? Hit us up in two places. The RamosLaw.com text line is up first, 303-713-1043, or over on the YouTube page. Cecil's over there monitoring what's going on at DenverSports.com's YouTube page, and then the Dover and Cecil stream, and you're in just like that. Our boy Drake over at Jimmy John's is checking in. Says, good morning, beautiful tribal leaders. It's Drake over at Jimmy John's. Well, not really. I'm on my last day of vacation, but I've tuned in every single one, the 10 to 2, while drinking a dew in the sun this week. Drake, you're the real MVP for that. Still checking in on vacation and hammering a dew for us. That's why Drake's one of our A1s from day one.
I love that, man.
That's outstanding work, Drake. All right, yeah, keep your texts coming in.
Black Dynamite says the best walk-up music in radio.
Oh, eat that, Joe in Loveland. Which he knows I'm kidding. Always
of
give him a
course,
hard
we
time.
love Joe in Loveland, but we also love Tribe Called Quest.
That's right.
That's the show.
We love hearing from you guys. Like I said, let us give you a little love, a little shout-out on the show, our small token of appreciation for what you've done for us here, making us Denver's #1 sports station. Tribe roll call. Who are you? Where are you? What you doing for a buck? All right, much like the Nuggets, Cease, the Avs got a win, but it was a little too close for comfort given the opponent. But another 2 points come home for Colorado. Are we starting to see signs of them returning to form with 2 wins in a row, or is there still a lot of work to be done? Let's talk about it coming up next.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040. I want to tell you about one of the cases I'm most proud of. And it's not because the number is eye-popping, although it is. It's because the clients trusted us to get them justice, and we delivered for them. Our clients were a wonderful couple, weren't looking to get rich. In fact, they kept saying, Dan, we're not looking to set any records here. But they were seriously injured, and despite promising to take care of them, when it came time to do the right thing, the insurance companies played hardball. We set it for trial and wound up getting $8.5 million. Plus, my lovely wife, Kimberly, was able to get all of their medical bills wiped out, putting hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the clients' pockets. We were proud to help because our clients were good-hearted people who deserved justice. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we are here to help at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
At Common Spirit Health, we don't just see a cancer diagnosis. We see you, and you don't have to do this alone. We believe you should be surrounded by your people, so you can keep them close while you get care close to home. Supported by our care team from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, and strengthened by treatment tailored to you. Because there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cancer care. Find cancer care with human kindness close to you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
Score big, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
My father started Williams Jewelers in 1947 as a humble little neighborhood jewelry shop, and I opened our Cherry Creek North store in 1973. I'm Bruce Williams.
And I'm Michelle Williams. I literally grew up here in the jewelry business, grading diamonds and gemstones and designing custom jewelry for families just like yours.
Here at Williams Jewelers, you'll find our curated collections, including Hearts on Fire, Liga Bahar, Sloan Street, Mastaloni pearls, and dozens more.
And a diamond and bridal department with the latest engagement ring styles and wedding bands from Tacori, A. Jaffe, and Gabriel & Company.
Add to that Tag Heuer sporting watches and pre-owned Rolex timepieces, all at the guaranteed best prices in Colorado.
At Williams Jewelers, we're proudly old school Cherry Creek North, where people and sweet puppies are always welcome.
And where you'll always be treated just like our father would.
Like family.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents Dover and Cecil.
All right, keep your text coming in for some tribal roll call action. We're going to get caught up with a few of those. Don't forget to put your name on the end of that text so that we can give you a proper shout out on the show.
And oh my goodness, some tag decisions coming through, but we got to talk about Nathan McKinnon finally looking like Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah, the Avs with Nate on the ice, 5-on-5. They're still the best team in hockey. Problem is, do we trust them to have that more often than not? The Avalanche got a 4-2 victory last night over, as we mentioned, a banged-up, beat-up Los Angeles Kings team who was working with an interim coach. They had 8 bodies out last night, did the Kings. They had 3 dudes making their NHL debut.
Right.
Some dude named Angus scored a goal in his NHL debut. Angus Booth. So congratulations, or whatever I'm supposed to say, to Angus getting his first NHL goal. It was, all right, you see Nathan and Gabe get a couple early, and you're sitting 2-0.
Right.
You know, a good chunk of through the first period, and you're like, okay, this is going to go how I thought it was going to go.
It's their best start since the Olympic break.
And then Josh Manson tripped a dude, and they became down a player. Brant Clark found the back of the net. That was also a really strange goal. Now, Josh is falling down, still trying to fight for the puck. Your stick ends up between a guy's skates. All right, applaud the effort, but yeah, you did cost your team a penalty there. And on that Clark goal, it's just, one, you're down a guy, right? It's not like there were a bunch of bodies right in front of the net, but you didn't ever even seen that thing. It's behind him, and he's still, like, playing the puck. So it was just a strange situation there. And then, as I said, middle of the second period, Angus Booth scores his first NHL goal, and that's when you're like, wait a minute. Is all the momentum with them now? And it's 2-2 against an LA Kings team with 8 guys out and an interim head coach. But they did not panic in that third period early on. Great play from Nathan McKinnon, an even better play from Devon Taves, crashing the net. Defensive-minded defenseman that we talked about. And Nate hits him on the dang tape, and Taser puts it in the back of the net. And then, of course, Marty with the empty netter. So, yeah, got a little too close for comfort. But like I asked you, I feel like we're having the same conversation and just flipping the teams here. Are we cool with the 2 points and can ignore the style points that they had early on in the season because of the state of the team right now.
Does the power play goal count because it was empty?
I mean, it counts for the stats.
It does. And then are we always going to get officials against the Avalanche? Like, is this going to become a trend? Is that something that in the postseason we're going to have to worry about in terms of, hey, that's that goal? No, that's not a goal. Jared Bednar was furious last night after that Marty Nesh's loose puck play was taken off the board. That would have been another one for Marty.
Yeah.
Marty's on a heater. Nathan McKinnon looked like himself.
McKinnon was pissed.
They got a power play goal.
Slamming his stick down.
Yeah, well, McKinnon's always pissed.
Yeah,
But see Bedsy like that.
I saw a Snickers wrapper and you took the goal off the board.
Right. But see Bedsy like that. That was pretty interesting. And it was nice to see them come out. Let's start up with the first period, right? Because I think this game had plenty of stories in it. But the story for me is you come out and you look like the stars look like they're supposed to, right? Your mega stars, Gabe Landeskog, Nathan McKinnon, they look like they're supposed to. So you start out the right way for the first time in what seems like forever. But again, we all have the memory of this team being absolutely unstoppable in the fall, and then whatever that was before the Olympics and whatever we've seen right after the Olympics. Last night you came out and you had some control. Had it not been for that bad officiating call, then you go, oh, well, you're just dominating. That would have been 3-1 right then. I mean, it's over. It's a wrap. And we remember this team would get to the third period with the lead, and then that's it. That's game over. This one had to have a little bit more fight. And, of course, with the Kings making a coaching change, you expected some sort of, like, different energy.
It was like a little bump.
Us against the world, that sort of bump there. And you got that from the Kings. It's just that you have Nathan McKinnon, Gabe Landeskog, Marty Nečas playing like that. And that Nečas kind of trend that we have with him, like you get the best of Marty. You can get Taser playing like that. Brock Nelson, when he's coming through, like.
Marty's on the way to having his best season of his career.
Right. Now, what's the thing with Marty, though?
It doesn't count until May.
Right. What's he look like in the postseason? Can he help carry some of that momentum over from the regular season? That's what I want to see.
But I think you said it, man. If you think about, all right, go back to Chicago. Kale had a couple goals, and I know one's an empty netter. But again, first one is him jumping up into the play as a offensive defenseman. Now you go, all right, Kale the other night. Taser gets one last night. You see what McKinnon can do when he's right and hot. And by the way, he said last night, like, yeah, the Olympic loss is still stinging a little bit. Good. It's going to motivate you a little bit. Let it sting all year. Marty, as you said, having a career type of year. How about what Gabe has looked like when he's on the ice, not in the penalty box? He's been a really solid contributor coming back from another injury pre-Olympic break. So if I were to tell you, okay, we're now flipping the calendar into March. Nate's starting to figure it out again. Kale and Taser are showing you why they're the best defensive pairing and can provide some offense. Marty Nečas is coming back to life. Gabe's doing his thing back, and the trade deadline's in a few days, and we know Chris McFarland's not just going to sit on his hands. Now, I know they have to go out and do it, and they get another opportunity tonight in Anaheim, but man, these little tiny things, it's like an army crawl, but I'm seeing the big stars army crawl in the right direction for the Avalanche.
That'll get everyone else to follow along, right? Follow their lead. And now we have to talk about the most disappointing thing that I don't think we have an update on. Spivak, if we do, let me know. In the Lehkonen injury.
Yeah.
Because of the changes now with injuries in the NHL, does this change your trade deadline strategy based on how long is Arturi going to be out? What do we know about it? We don't know much of anything. It's hockey. We never really know anything about these injuries. But now, especially with that rule change, does it change your trade deadline? That's the thing. Like, okay, you got the win. They had a little bit of fight. Star showed up. Nathan looked like himself. But that Lehkonen injury, again, with the great unknown, we don't know. Is it a week? Is it a day? Is it a month?
Yeah.
Is it the rest of the year? We have no idea. And that creates some nerves because it's at the worst possible moment, right before the trade deadline.
And Bednar said it after the game. Well, he won't be available tomorrow night, and he's going to miss some time. Those were his words. So, yeah, it's an interesting timing of the injury. And by the way, the power play problems, the kind of grittiness, tough players, Arturi Lehkonen's one of them. Gabe's one of them, too, and he's starting to come back to form. But you need a dude like Lecky to be that gritty guy, grinder kind of in front of the net when he gets those opportunities because he's up for the challenge, and he's pretty good at doing so. So, I mean, it's hockey. So I was going to say, well, we'll get an update by tomorrow, but that update will be upper body injury week to week. That's what they're going to tell us.
Yeah, an upper body injury week to week means at least a week.
At least a week.
Usually 2 or more.
I don't know if, I mean, obviously everything depends on cost. I don't know that and again, it's not my upper body injury, so it's easy for me to say this to Cecil. I don't know that I'd panic and make this drastic move because Arturi might miss some extended time. Again, you are still in front of the calendar a little bit here where, all right, if he's going to miss 3 months, yeah, there's obviously something you can do. If he's going to miss 3 weeks, I think you can probably ride it out.
Yeah, you got to grin and bear it. Do the moves that you're going to do. Hopefully, Nazem Kadri, make that thing happen. But this Lehkonen situation, it's just timing. I think the timing of it was real bad because we don't know, they know, but it's going to impact potentially what you do at the trade deadline.
Yeah. Would you overreact to it? They're going to know exactly what it is. They won't tell us.
Yeah, but
we'll do
like
the timeline.
you said, if it's a few weeks, grin and bear it.
Okay.
If it's rest of the year, obviously you have to do something.
Like day to day it's actually a positive sign,
right?
As positive as it can be for a star player being injured. Week to week goes, okay, not ideal, but I'm not going to panic.
Right.
And if they're saying, oh, he might be out for the regular season, that's when you go, all right, Chris, get on the phone.
To work.
It's time to work.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. All right, Avs fans, you tell us, what would you do with the Arturi Lehkonen situation? Freak out, go make a move, or see what a couple of weeks looks like without Arturi? Couple texts for Tribe Roll Call. Our dude Sean, he's in Aurora, does Aurora maintenance for a nonprofit. He had to drive to Denver to put antifreeze in a vehicle because it was low. Go Avs, says Sean. Is that something that you need help with? I'm an idiot when it comes to cars, and I feel like I could put antifreeze in my truck.
How do you make antifreeze? Hide her nightgown.
Hey, that's a good dad joke right there.
Nah, that's an old Bugs Bunny joke.
An old Bugs Bunny dad joke. What up, Tribe? First time checking in. Always love our first timers here. I'm working at Pods, and my name is Freddie Harper. Freddie hit us with the full name. Love that, Freddie. Welcome to the Tribe, Freddie. Go Nugs, go Avs, go Broncos, and oh yeah, go Rockies. That's our guy right there.
Nice.
See, we're not anti-Rockies on this show yet. We'll get there, hopefully, at the latter part of the season, but we're all in on everybody right now. So, Freddie, welcome to the club, and appreciate you checking in. I always love when we get first-timers, Cease.
Yeah, no, it's great. Welcome to the Tribe. You're part of it. We're here, and we love to hang out. We love to have fun. Love to talk sports.
Last one for this break. Cardo checking in. Tribe member checking in here near Ball Arena. As a cosmic firefighter, the company I work for builds satellites to detect wildfires.
What?
Dude,
whoa,
that is sick.
Oh, my God.
He says, love the show. We love what you do,
That's
Cardo.
like the coolest job ever.
Yeah. Dude, you're a cosmic firefighter? That is badass. I want to go to work with Cardo one day and just hang out with that guy and see what's going on. That sounds awesome. All right, keep the text coming. Keep your messages coming over on the Denver Sports YouTube page and the Dover and Cecil stream. The text line, powered by Ramos Laws, 303-713-1043. It's trade week when it comes to Bo's board. We're looking at players that could be available via trade and come and help the Denver Broncos, specifically Bo Nix, in his third year, take a major jump. We have a player that would be on the outside, a wide receiver today. Who is he and what does he bring? That's what we're telling you coming up next.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 13 years of age and older that are residents of the state of Colorado. Unless otherwise specified, employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or an entity associated with the contest may not enter. Full general contest rules are available at DenverSports.com.
You've been sharing your wish for happiness. You've learned that life offers different pathways. But what if your pathway is filled with fire? This is Glenn Jameron, chairman of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. Let's be frank, life isn't always happy. You can feel real pain, real fire, like the loss of a loved one. But know this, fire can change you for the better. Just like iron must go through fire to become steel, so it is with each of us. Look back over your life. You may discover the most painful things, giving you empathy, new perspective, and a new realization of how precious life is. You have countless pathways ahead. Some bring pain, others happiness. It's what you do afterwards that counts. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado, and you.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text BOUNCE to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text BOUNCE to 215-215. That's BOUNCE to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces New Mexico with pregame starting at 7:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to Dover and Cecil on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
It's time for Bo's Board and our first name on a Tuesday, as it's trade week here on Dover and Cecil. We're coming up. I say we. I got to give credit to Cecil. He's coming up with the names here of who the Broncos could go get. The trade this week, it started with David Montgomery on Friday because the rumors and rumblings were there, and then he got traded. Talked about Sam Laporta yesterday, and today we have another name. We're going to give you
Detroit Lion.
Not a Detroit Lion. But we might not be done with the Detroit Lions. We'll
Maybe
see.
not. Yeah.
I do want to give you guys a chance at a pretty dang sweet prize. We've been talking to you about the Superfan send-off for a couple of months now, and now we're to the stage where we're starting to call some names. Hopefully it's somebody out there in the tribe like Brad Scales. Brad Scales, you could be heading to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world, thanks to 303 Law 4040. Brad, you got to call us back, man, within the next 10 minutes at 303-713-1043 to be entered into our drawing for the Superfan send-off. Grand prize is a pair of 2-night tickets to the event, round-trip airfare for two from Denver to Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and $500 preloaded on a Visa gift card. Brad Scales, we need you to call us at 303-713-1043. If you haven't signed up, do what Brad did. Get to DenverSports.com/superfan, get signed up, and then listen. That's all you got to do. If you go sign up right now, it'll take you 2.5 minutes. By the time we get to our 11 o'clock name, you never know. It just might be you. get there and get signed up for the Super Fan Send-Off. All right, the wide receiver position has been talked about basically since the season came to an end, and really for a couple of months prior with trade deadline rumors all around. They have some young talent, but do they need immediate impact? Could that guy be that answer?
Jones looking deep down the field, and it is caught by Pittman with a flag down, but what a grab by Pittman!
Jones set to throw. He can run it. He can throw it. And diving in the end zone. Touchdown, Colts! Michael Pittman.
Michael Pittman is the name today, the Colts wide receiver who had a decent year with what they were doing. He's kind of a guy, in my opinion, since I've watched Michael Pittman play a lot of football.
Yeah.
He's, you know what I think he is to Indy? He's what a lot of people feel about Courtland Sutton here. Hey, there's your wide receiver number one. And you're like, well, by default, well, he's still wide receiver number one because he's the best wide receiver on the team, and the defense have to game plan as such. So, Michael Pittman, as a trade candidate, one, you tell me if you like it, how much you like it. I want to talk about what it would mean for a guy like Courtland Sutton. And, of course, when we have our trade conversations, what kind of cost are we talking about?
Yeah, what's the cost we're talking about? And I always wonder when Kev plays more than one highlight. I was like, does he like it?
Yeah, so from Kevin.
Sometimes when he doesn't like it, he just plays one highlight. Like, there you go. That's it. But with Pittman, I think we need to look at it differently from the Mike Evans thing. Because Mike Evans, not our Mike Evans with the 5-head, but Mike Evans from the Buccaneers was like, yeah, I'd love Denver. What are they going to do with Sutton?
Yeah, I'm not going there to be second fiddle.
That's not the case here with Pittman because, one, Alec Pierce, they say. Now, we have some tag news on Breece Hall. He's getting tagged. Kenneth Walker not getting tagged. We have not yet heard about Alec Pierce, but the rumblings and the rumors were.
And deadlines today, by the way.
They've got him and Daniel Jones. They want to keep both. Well, what does that mean for Pittman? Because they're not going to be, he's not part of the plan if Alec Pierce gets that big money, $20+ million a year for Alec Pierce. Daniel Jones, what's that going to look like? You know, because what do you pay Daniel Jones? You're good, right? You're healthy.
Yeah.
Are you healthy? You're healthy, right?
Yeah.
So the Colts have some interesting situations. With Pittman, could be available via trade. We can talk about the price, but I don't think Pittman, even though he's there, Sutton, I'm not sure he'd be the Broncos Sutton. I think Sutton could be still Sutton on the outside, on the X, left side of the formation, right on the line of scrimmage. You know what Michael Pittman could be? Michael Thomas. Because you look for the slant god. You look for guys that can do something after the catch. And look at Marcus Colston. Look at Michael Thomas. Look at the size wide receivers. That Robert Meacham, I remember, although Meacham was more of a downfield guy, but you look at the big body receivers that Sean Payton does love. He does love them. Now, I know it's Davis Webb calling plays, but that's calling plays, not designing the offense.
Exactly right, yeah.
Designing the offense is still Sean, that
and
mad
progressions
scientist. Exactly. Progressions, any sort of, big-bodied, big slot. Could Pittman do that? And I believe that he's better after the catch than one Courtland Sutton is. Sutton's more of the catch and I got it, guy.
I got the first down.
Yeah, got the first down, maybe fall down, maybe not much after the catch. And I love Court. Called him a steal of the draft when the Broncos got him. Still calling that today. That being said, he's not rack guy. You need rack guy. That could be Pittman in a role. Again, big slot. So you still have Court doing Court things on the outside, which is only going to help him.
Yeah.
But if you have a big slot, this is what Pat Bryant's supposed to be. And Pat
will
Bryant,
be, I think.
He will be. You will be. Another Star Wars reference you don't get. But like Pat Bryant will be that, but Pittman's that now. And with Pat Bryant and the damn concussions, it's like, okay, I don't necessarily want to put all the eggs in that basket. They need wide receiver help. They do. And based on what the price would be, and maybe this is where the conversation turns, like what's the price tag for Michael Pittman?
Well, for 1 year, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's a pretty expensive year, but you add him and then you renegotiate that because his dead money is what, like $3 million? Something. His dead money is like super low. $5 million. Okay, and then the contract is 20 plus, whatever
22.
the number. 22. So he's got $22 million on the books. It's $5 million to dead money. You trade for him. We can talk about the price of the trade, and then you just say, you're not getting that. Let's rework your deal. You give him a longer deal. He gets more security, and it lowers that cap number. So do not look at the Pittman situation and say, they're paying him $22 million. Why would you do it? No. That's what he's on the books for, but you would easily bring that in, give him more guarantees, give him a longer term, and lower that number. But then, if you're Pittman, you could look at it and be like, I can be that Michael Thomas. That's a 1,500-yard receiver. 1,000-yard receiver, that's cute. It's like 60 yards a game. If you're really that slant god, the way that Marcus Colston was, the way that Michael Thomas was, now all of a sudden that's a different tax bracket, if you will. That's a different area code, zip code for a wide receiver.
I will say this, of the price tag, and I get it, you're right, it would be a restructure, and you kind of kick the can down the road a little bit and bring it back down to a normal number. I've watched this guy play so much football. And look, he's been playing quarterback carousel for basically his entire career.
Right.
I got to say, though, this was my first one that you threw out where I go, it's a no for me.
It's a no.
It's a no from me. Everything else, I'm like, let's entertain it. Let's have a conversation.
Right.
And we're having that here, and it's fun for the show. And
well, the conversation ends for you and no.
It's just a no for me. That price tag, what it is now, and you're right, they'll restructure, but what it's going to be, he's going to flirt with $20 million a year. That's what it costs for these type of wide receivers. Michael Pittman, to me, doesn't bring enough production to warrant that price tag and possibly block the growth of the younger guys that I'm actually intrigued to develop.
Okay.
So there's a few layers to it.
I got you. I'll push back, though, and say, one, he's not going to play the boundary. He's going to play the slot. So the role's different. Production will be different. The expectations will be different. And as far as the young guys, compete. I agree with you. I want to see Pat Bryant be that slant god. Until then, until he's a 1,500-yard guy, compete.
Yeah.
That's what this game's about. And if you got Pittman for the right price, acquiring him, fourth rounder, just give me a number. I'll probably agree with it. It's not a first. It's not a second.
Well, because you got to pay him. So that gets into the conversation.
Right. And you're not giving a first. You're not giving a second.
No.
So we're talking mid-round pick. Hey, they sent a fourth rounder for Michael Pittman. Whatever that is, I think that's okay. But I think we need to look at his role potentially differently from the way the Colts were using him, because the Colts use him as their Cortland Sutton.
Yeah. Kevin Kistner, we see it a little differently. Do Cecil and I?
Here, Kev. You're going to be the tiebreaker.
Yeah, so he's a nice TV, but he's the TV that you still got to plug the Roku in or the Fire Stick in to get all
of
the
those
apps.
on my patio.
Yeah, so it's like it's a nice TV, but I still got to plug in the Roku just to get all the good stuff with him. I'm not fully there with him. I feel like he reminds me a lot of a Troy Franklin type guy. I don't see Michael Pittman doing the sexy things after the catch. I don't know if he's going to be breaking all these tackles. Look like he trips a lot when you're watching the film. It's like, dude, pick up your feet. So I think you could get the same production out of a Troy Franklin or even a Marvin Mims, if not more, from those guys than a Pittman. He's not sexy enough for me to go out and trade for or even give a big pay raise for. I know he's going to be a free agent. So you got to give him more.
You would lower his money so you don't see him as a big slot? Because everyone's looking at him on the boundary. Don't look at him at a boundary, baby. Put him on the inside.
My thing with the slot thing is, he runs a lot of slots. And I was thinking of that like yesterday. It's like, this dude is a slot god. But how many times do the Broncos run the slants? I don't remember them doing that last.
How many times would he do it if he had someone that could do it? That's the difference.
I feel like you do have guys that can do it with Troy Franklin and Bryant. And heck, even Marvin Mims at times.
Bryant maybe, but I'm talking big slot, and Mims isn't big, and Troy Franklin's not big. So Bryant, yes. The other two, no. Big slot is a different role. And I think maybe I need to make the vision clearer for what Michael Pittman's going to be. He's not going to be on the outside. He's not going to be running downfield routes. That's not what you're going to have him do. You're going to have him take short passes, turn them into long gains. Basically, what you're going to do with Pittman is make him what your tight end's not.
Yeah, I had to pass. He's a good receiver, but for a win now window, I can't do it.
I would say, because I think Cecil's point is right about the personnel not being there for that slant. But I'm for it, Cecil. I'm in a win now mode too, but I just don't know. All right, let's talk ceiling here. Is the ceiling of Michael Pittman going to be ever bigger than what I think the ceiling could be of Pat Bryant? I know you're high on Pat Bryant too. So I mean, we're going to take this chance and pay a guy on a ceiling that I already have a dude on a rookie deal on a pretty favorable contract that I think could get there like by week 7 or 8 of this year.
As long as he's not hurt.
Well, true. That's a good touche.
Because Pat Bryant can get there by week 7, week 8. Michael Pittman will get there, week 1.
That'd be nice.
Because he's there.
Broncos Country Tribe members, you tell us. Yay, nay, Michael Pittman on the trade. And like Cecil said, you could throw in anything. It's not a first, second, or third. You probably start at a fourth, and then a restructure of a contract probably gets it done. But would you do that deal if you had your general manager hat on? We'll catch up with you guys on the text line and over on the YouTube page. Still have some combine notes I wanted to go over with you, Cecil, including a tight end that shined and will be available for the Broncos, unlike Sadiq there in Oregon. We'll share the details of him and what he did coming up next.
Head to Facebook.com/DenverSports1043 The Fan to watch Orange and Blue Today, The Rundown, and Denver Sports Daily on demand. Take your favorite shows with you anytime, anywhere. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
Colorado, Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Guys, we've had the driest winter in decades, over 50 years in some areas, and that means a higher wildfire risk. Now's the time to protect your home. 5280 Exteriors installs fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance upgrades built to handle Colorado's extreme weather. Choose James Hardy siding, Timber Tech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows. Plus, get 60 months no-interest financing. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Ben Franklin here to talk to you about your water heater. A water heater is a vital part of your home's plumbing. When it doesn't work, it can really freeze up your routine. Call the pros at Benjamin Franklin Plumbing about water heater options for your home. Visit BenjaminFranklinPlumbing.com or call 877-BEN-1776 to request an appointment. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-944-33. 720-944-33. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Running a business is hard enough. Odoo makes it easier with one simple, all-in-one platform. Start today at odoo.com. ODOO.com.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan app.